Welcome in, everybody. This is the Blue Cheer Breakdown, and we're your hosts, Bull P and Timmy G. Like we said pregame, man, right? Didn't we say pregame? Vols will roll. Vols will win. Third Saturday in October. We got the cigars ready. We had to kind of downgrade some just because I think, just like for me, I don't get anything pregame because for me, it's kind of like bad luck, but either way, you know what I mean? We got it, and we are going to be celebrating with everybody else. I know that y'all got to feel great about this because everybody thought that Tennessee would lose this game preseason. This was a game that everyone said, hey, okay, Tennessee might go 10-2. Bama's probably a loss. Georgia's probably a loss.
Yeah.
Bama's better than Georgia. We all saw that. We handled Alabama. Huge shout out, right, to this fan base for getting how many penalties? Several.
Man, a lot. Yeah.
Several penalties just based off of this fan base. But I feel great about it. You know what I'm saying? The offense didn't really get going until the second half, but it did pick up. The defense is for real. There's no question about that. That 20-point streak, P, you was talking about it. That's still alive, but I want to get your thoughts on it.
Man, huge game, man. Knoxville was electric. I mean, you look early in that game, they had however many freaking like that first drive, they had like 2 or 3 or 4 pre-snap penalties in like 3 plays. I mean, it was unbelievable what we did out there in Neyland. And then, obviously we went slow first half, didn't really get anything going, missed some deep shots. And that's the thing. We won this game 24-17. We left 2 or 3 touchdowns on the field. I mean, we did not play our best game at all. Defense showed up big. Jamar McCoy continues to show that he's a dog. The best corner I've seen in college football this season. I mean, he's a guy's ready to step onto an NFL roster and ready to start day one, in my opinion. I mean, the D-line played their butts off. The backers, we were concerned about those guys. I think they played well overall. We really contained their defense. And something that we talked about, too, you go look at the first half, they had Bama converted 3 third downs. I think they're like 3 or 5 on third down. Go look at the stats now, and I'll tell you what you're going to see. They finished the game with 3 third down conversions. They didn't get any third down conversions in the whole entire second half. Shouts out to the defense. Shouts out to Tim Banks. Great job by defense. Great job by Nico, bouncing back from a kind of a rough first half, making some key throws late. People have been sleeping on him. Nico still is that guy. He just has to continue to get his rhythm, and I think he found it tonight. So couldn't be more proud of these balls tonight.
Yeah, hey, and real quick, Timmy G, of course, we have got to get your thoughts. But first, I just want to let everyone know inside of the chat, we are going to get to y'all's chats. Just give us a second because we got to get our thoughts out first. But we're about to get to y'all here in just a minute. But Timmy G, man, tell us about the game, brother.
Number one, we're smoking these, right?
Yes, sir. You got your real one, yes, sir.
Yeah. See, unlike you guys, I am a cigar smoker, so I have a humidor full of these no matter what. So not bad luck for me.
Yeah,
however,
I love it.
I did not cut this thing and ready to smoke till the fourth quarter, by the way. And what are y'all smoking? What you got?
Man. Blacks.
Yeah, wow,
mine's a little different direction than that. This is like a Padron, an 80-year special reserve. This is like probably $50 to $60 at a humidor shop. So
yeah,
nice. They're legit.
Nice.
I love it.
But hey, man, listen, what a freaking game, man. DeSamp. Outside of that one stupid third and whatever run play, man, like running game was legit. I think we were over 200 yards rushing.
217.
Dude, defense is elite. We just got to get the offense thing figured out a little bit. But man, defense is elite. Will Brooks, man.
Woo! How about Will Brooks?
Will Brooks.
Another huge pick, right? Alabama. Game winner. Sealed it up for us.
Hey, everybody was giving that dude hate, at times through the season. Like, we were all worried. Like, hey, could this dude obviously can. Like, hey, the dude, he had that pick 6 in the NC State game, changed the momentum. Here he comes in, shuts it down, ends the game, bro. Like, seals the deal. Yeah. Listen, we won against Alabama. Was it beautiful at times? No. But, hey, I got a question for y'all because I can't answer this. When was the last time Tennessee won back-to-back home games versus Alabama?
Yeah. We don't know those, but it's been a long time. Hey, you have to go back to the 90s for that, for sure. There's no question.
A long time. Hey, listen, man, we got the dub. Like, we're still in it. We're still in it. Like, the dream is still alive. We just got to get the offense figured out, man. But man, that defense, bro, can't say enough. Like, they're just playing with their hair on fire. Tim Banks is he's next level. Jamon McCoy, like,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, really, like everybody, and then too, Brooks. Obviously, he has that one pick at the end that everyone will focus on. But throughout the course of the game, not just this game, but throughout the course of every game that we played this whole season, he's been there. He's made some really good tackles, and we kind of talked about that throughout this week. The safeties might be better in filling their run gaps than some of our younger linebackers, but they stepped up. Yeah, I mean, there were some plays that they kind of gave up, but I'm just so proud of this defense. I'm so proud of the offense for stepping up. Really, obviously, man, like I think that, I mean, Coach Heupel or Coach Halsley, whoever's calling plays, we don't know for sure, but we threw the ball too much in that first half. And then we only had like 10 rushes or something in the first half. It was not enough. Once we got back to that running game, things opened up. We knew that we could run on Alabama. Whenever you've got a good defense, you have a good run game, and you've got a quarterback that I feel like in the second half, you're starting to see him figuring it out. The pump fake, rushing for 20 or 30 yards. Like I think after he went out, came back in, Gaston Moore throws that pick. And listen, I love Gaston Moore, or just as much as anybody else. But all the people who are like, oh, we need to bench Nico and throw in gas. And I know that's a very small percentage, but I want to make sure that I put out here in front of everybody how stupid that is to say. That is a very stupid thing to say. You have to be a moron to say something that's stupid. And whenever people say stupid stuff, we need to call them out for that, because there's enough of that. Like enough is enough with the negativity all that time. But either way, whole point is once Nico kind of came back, and the crowd is chanting Nico, Nico. We see that really nice drive. Then the pick. My whole point is this: Nico just needs more support from us. Bashing players is never going to help. It can only hurt. So for people who are still doing that, like y'all need to get a life. Y'all need to go find a new team, like maybe Georgia, right? Like that's front-running cowards need to cheer for Georgia, not Tennessee. This is a fan base of people who understand that there's ups and downs, ebbs and flows. I had to get that off my chest because it makes me irate to see. But we are going to get to these chats. Real quick, we've got a few super chats that we got to get to. Right here from our dog UT Bad Gums for $1.99. Thank you so much for that, brother. It doesn't say anything, but he just sends us some money. So we love that so much. We are going to play the clip for you as soon as I can find it. All right, here we go. Love it. Thank you. And then we've got another one right here from Chatsworth 1979. What's going on, Chatsworth? For $10 says eating delicious crow. Thought we lose. Go big. Explicit on. Yeah. Hey, listen. Something else too. I love owning up to whenever we're wrong, especially if it actually ends up benefiting us. So hats off to you, Chatsworth. Beautiful. Okay, we've got another one that we're going to get to here. Give me just a second. It's going to take me a little minute to try to find it. Oh, here we go. Right here from our dog, 10 Vols 1084. Whoa, for $99.99. Whoa, appreciate that, brother. And he says, go Vols all day. That's really big. I wish I had a different one that I could play, but maybe we could play this one twice. One time for the one time. And twice for you being so nice. Thank you so much to everybody that is supporting this channel. Please make sure y'all to like and subscribe whenever y'all do come in. We're going to get to several more chats, but I do want to take a look at these statistics for our volunteers, because I think that will, it's a lot easier for us to kind of break down things. So Jalen Milroe goes 25 of 45. My goodness, that's got to be close to about 55% or so for 239 yards, 5.3 yards per catch or whatever. One touchdown, 2 picks. That one by Jamon McCoy in the end zone, that dude is a dog. I know we kind of touched on it. He's a dog, okay? He is elite. I think that Ricky Gibson is up there too. He hasn't had quite as much good fortune, but his time's coming. If he keeps on doing what he's doing, his time will come as well. But then Nico, he goes 14 of 28 for 194, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Then Gaston comes in on one play. Not quite sure why he tried this, but throw the ball up into double coverage. That's not what we needed for you to do in that moment. But the team still prevailed. What we had 3 turnovers to Alabama's 1. Okay, 2.
The last play of the game.
Oh, okay, yeah, 2. Yeah. So we lost the turnover margin and we still won. We are the better team, especially in Knoxville. Yeah. That's why we want to continue to win and get some home field advantage in the playoffs, because I think that at this point, it's going to be very tough for Tennessee not to make it to the playoffs, y'all. Like, this was a huge win. On to the rushing numbers. We talked about this in the first half. Tennessee did not run the ball as much. I've got those numbers. I'll, go back to it here in just a minute. But we ended the game with 42 carries for 217 yards, 5.2 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns. And D. Sam had 26 carries for 139 and 2 tugs. This guy is the truth. And actually, what did he set the single season record for touchdowns?
He's set top for second with Randall Cobb, or what's his name? Cobb.
Oh yeah,
it's not 17.
Chuck Webb.
No,
Chuck Webb.
It's Chuck Webb. Yeah, it was Cobb. It's
okay.
Chuck Webb? Okay.
Yeah. Now, so you're thinking about the Cobweb, but
Cobweb.
Yeah.
Cobweb.
Yeah, that's me.
Cobweb?
No. Yeah, no. So there was a running back named Cobb, and then there's another one named Webb.
I thought it was Cobb.
Okay, yeah. But so either way, though, that's huge. He is going to end up breaking that. That's really big. Yeah. And we held Alabama to 78 yards rushing. Look at this. Jalen Milroe, 14 carries for 25 yards, 1.8 per carry. What did we say? We said we'd have that game plan, and we did, man. Tim Banks, the defense, shows up, and without Peely, that's huge. Let's talk about Ryan Williams, though. He had double what he normally has, 8 catches for 73 yards. He normally has about, I think it's 3.8, so close to 4. So he got double those, catches. Had a ton of targets. Yeah, he was pretty much there in the first half. I don't think that he did anything.
I think he had 6 catches in the first half. I think
probably. So he barely does anything in the second half. We pretty much shut him down, right? Or now, I wouldn't even say we shut him down, but we held him where we needed to. Okay, 1 touchdown. That's really big. Jeremy Bernard, who's the one that I thought, hey, he might have a really good game. 5 catches, 72 yards, no touchdowns. So beautiful job with the game plan, with the execution, I think. But then you look at us. Brew, 6 catches for 80 yards, no tugs. Brazel, man, that 1 catch, that live touchdown. And really, Nico, look, man, like we missed, 2 or 3 touchdown passes?
Yeah.
This offense can still be explosive. Extremely excited about where we're at. The defense has not shown up just yet. But I will leave this up. And if y'all have anything just to kind of talk about with these numbers, I would love to hear what y'all have to say.
Yeah, just real quick on those touchdowns that we missed. I don't know how many sacks we gave up today. Was it 1 or 2? I think it might have been 2, yeah. So the first sack we gave up, can't remember if it was first half, second half, but they dialed up a nice little blitz, whatever. But if Nico had time, that was another one, touchdown. You'll see on the film, the guy was going across the middle of the field wide. I don't know who it was, but he was wide open. He was like 5 yards past.
But wait a second. Talk about how the offensive line only gave up 2 sacks because they only gave up 2
sacks. And that last sack right for the half, or the sack right for the half, into the half. That was more of a Nico took the sack, which I don't mind that sack because it was like 40 seconds left in the half. Yeah. He didn't want to throw a pick. Yeah, so which was a good sack. He held onto the ball. But I mean, the O-line was awesome now, I think, especially in the pass in pass pro. I mean, Nico had all day to throw, it seemed like. I think O-line did a great job today. They really answered the bell. I think they heard the criticism this week. I think Ellerby was on this week. I think Heupel was kind of probably in that room. Some about the head coaches is, depending on the week, they'll spend more time in particular position groups, just making sure those guys are ready to play. I think he spent more time with the O-line this week. But man, I mean, I can't say enough about the defense. We talk about this after the first half. If you go look at the first half stats, which I don't know if you can find it, we only had we were losing the time possession battle. Bama had the ball for like 20 minutes and something seconds. We had the ball for like 9 minutes. It was more than a 2-1 difference, and we still held them to 7 points in the first half. The defense was up in the first half and kept answering, held an explosive offense, very talented group. I mean, just kept finding answers each and every drive. So I can't say about Nico either. I mean, coming out the way he did, two, I don't want to say easy, but 2 wide open balls that he missed early in that game. 2 plays that we drew up, missed them, and then to bounce back away. I mean, to make those tough. The throw he made to Squirrel, that Squirrel got hurt on, and then come back that game, was a beautiful pass. Squirrel dropped it, a beautiful pass. And then to make the throw he made to Dante, scrambles out, Beautiful ball, tight coverage, beautiful ball, and then to finish that drive with a nice touchdown throw to Chris Browser there in the back of the end zone. I mean, I think Nico plays hard out. Had a key scramble there that you were talking about when you really knew he was back. I mean, Nico showed up and played today, man. He's a warrior. He shows that he's mentally tough and ready to go. Dylan Sampson's that guy. I mean, just overall great team performance. And the best part about it is we didn't play anywhere near our best game. There's still more out there for this team, and we'll continue to get better as we go, man. But super happy with these Vols and that.
Hey, so real quick, Timmy G, if you could go into your settings and get the echo cancellation turned on, because I can kind of hear us echoing back and forth.
Here's what I'll do, man. I'll go upstairs and jump on. I'll put this cigar out and I'll hop back on the PC. Okay.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So I can't actually tell y'all what the first half stats were. We had pulled that up. So for Tennessee, just as far as passing goes, we were 7 for 15 for 100 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Of course, one of those was from Gaston Moore coming in and just absolutely, I don't know why he would even consider throwing that pass. That's not like don't come in and do that. But Milroe was 15 for 27 for 142, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Excuse me. As far as the rushing numbers, we were 14 carries for 44 yards. Obviously, no touchdowns. D-Samp only had 8 carries for 35 yards, 4.4 yards per carry. Bishop had 2 carries for 8 yards, 4 yards per carry. Cam Selden actually came in, got 1 carry, kind of got stuffed at the line of scrimmage, but they counted it for 1 yard. And then Nico, they're saying that he had 3 carries for 0 yards, but that's, I don't know. Something about that just does not seem accurate. He
definitely had a sack for sure. He got sacked.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he got sacked once in the first. So maybe that's why. So he probably got sacked for like 3 yards. But on to Alabama's rushing numbers. They had 18 carries for 28 yards. All right. So Milroe had 9 carries for 12 yards, 1.3 yards per carry. Justice Haynes, 3 carries for 8 yards, 2.7 yards per carry. Jam Miller, 6 carries for 8 yards, 1.3 yards per carry. So, and then outside of that, man, Ryan Williams had 6 catches for 56 yards and 1 touchdown in the first half. Jeremy Bernard, 3 catches for 37 yards. And, everybody else is kind of like inconsequential. Maybe I'll bring up Justice Haynes, who had 3 catches for 18 yards. So they tried to, we took away all the deep stuff. We said if we take away all the deep stuff, they're trying to go to the running backs out of the backfield and just dump it off. But if you make them work the intermediate stuff, their offense gets really stagnant. That was the game plan. We executed it beautifully. So for Tennessee's wide receiving, Brew in the first half had 3 catches for 62 yards. Dante Thornton had 2 catches for 16 yards. For some reason, I could not remember any of those.
Talking about the first half? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
He did. You remember? It was like an RPO type deal. It was like an RPO type deal. I remember on like the left sideline, he had one, and I think he might have. I don't know if he broke a tackle, but he ran hard. You remember that? Yeah. So I remember that one. Yeah, I was on the new stuff. But man, that catch in the second half that he had late in the game, I think it's fourth quarter. That was a straight fingertip grab. Beautiful ball from Nico rolling out. I like the play call as well. I think the play calling was great tonight. Overall, we had it was a bad play call here and there, which is going to happen. It doesn't go perfect. But I think we had things dialed up, open early. We had a good game plan, had a good scheme. We just didn't execute, man. And that's the thing. We just continue to have those kind of lapses, 3 weeks in a row or 3 games in a row, no first half points. But yet, besides Arkansas, we found a way to come back, found a way to win. So, man, like I said, super proud, man. This is a gutsy win. That's a good team, man. I know people are going to say Bama. That's still a good team. They probably would still beat, pretty much anybody they play. That's still a good team. And for us to find a way to win, playing our kind of B- type game, man, Vols are on the way, man. We're on the way. Bye week, Kentucky, be a tough one. Mississippi State, trap game. And then we got them dogs. Let's come ready to play for that one. But I like where we're at right now, man. We got a chance to do something this season.
Yeah, I think that we're going to be just fine. But Timmy G, I want to get to your thoughts real quick because we have not got to them. I know you had to kind of move around, but what do you think about what was? I don't know. I don't remember what was even talking about.
The stats.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So what do you think about these stats, brother?
Man, look, Nico's young. That's a thing. You guys hear me all right? Is everything okay? Okay.
Yeah.
I just feel
Sounds
like
good.
Okay. All right. Look, man, Nico's young. You know, I mean, that throw to Brazel, like, bro, that was only where his guy could catch it, right? Like, it was a hell of a game, man. Defense, lights out, man. You know, earlier you were talking about Jalen Milroe and his rush yards. We can thank, once again, Will Brooks for that, because he saved. Listen, if he wouldn't have caught him on that one run that he only got like 10 yards on,
Oh, yeah.
if he wouldn't have
Quarterback
hit
sneak.
him,
Yeah.
hey, if he wouldn't have hit him right there, that thing was going. It was going all the way.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And listen, bro, Neyland Stadium,
Wow.
like this game, I don't care what anybody says, Neyland Stadium has an effect. You want to look at Tennessee's record, and I think they flashed it up like at Neyland, where we like 16-1, right? Like that's legit. That is legit. Neyland Stadium has an effect.
And the house was full of big time blue chip recruits tonight too.
Hey,
had to love it.
Yes, exactly. Like winning tonight, the way they won with all the people they had there, incredible.
Yeah.
The crowd showed up. The defense, man, you just can't say enough about that defense. Like, you had Keenan Peely out, right? This was a game that in the past, if we would have lost a key player like that, it could have hurt us. It did not hurt us. The young guys showed up. Saw Arian get trucked once by a tight end. But outside of that, man, those dudes played lights out. Boo. Ricky Gibson is a dog. Jermon McCoy is he's just writing a big NFL check for himself right now.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, that dude he's next level. There's no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. Yeah. And he was good in the run game too, man. There's a couple plays he showed up, set a good hard edge at corner.
Yes.
I mean, he was all around. And same with Will Brooks, man. Will Brooks was showing up in the box, had a few tackles in their line of scrimmage. That's what Bull's talking about. You know, everybody's gonna see that pick that he had there at the end, but I mean, he was making plays throughout the entire game. And he's honestly, look at the safeties. I mean, he's the guy I worry least about. I mean, I'm not worried about Will. Yeah, I don't worry about Will Brooks. You know, it's the other guys. Who are the other guys matched up with? Who are they? Because when you guys go back and watch that pick, and something I noticed about Will Brooks, we saw us going back to the videos we're doing of spring practice and fall camp and stuff. They're doing the little footwork drills, the DBs. Will Brooks' feet look as good as any of those guys. I mean, his footwork, he can change direction with the best of them, and I've seen him just. Just beautiful breaks, beautiful change of direction, beautiful hips. He's a really good player. And honestly, we're talking about Jermon McCoy. Will Brooks keeps playing the way he's playing. Watch out for him to be playing on Sundays because he's legit, dude.
Walk on from Alabama. A kid from Alabama literally beat Alabama. I mean, he's the one who shut it down at the end. Like,
huge play for him.
Huge play for him.
Man,
and hey, man, gotta love that for that kid in that environment, in that game. Listen, even if he doesn't go on Sundays, that kid's going to be a legend. He's going to be a legend in Tennessee. Hey, the Tennessee network is strong. No matter what happens from here on out, Will Brooks got a good job. I promise you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's set, man.
Yeah.
We're super proud of this team, man. Hey, James Pierce showed up tonight. What do they have? 2 sacks, 3 sacks?
Yeah.
James Pierce.
I think 2. So. Oh, sorry about that. So we're still waiting on the defensive stats to come up. But I mean, look, I think that the line played very well. You know what I mean? Like, you could tell that they weren't always just focused on the pass rush. It was more about the pass rush lanes. Okay. It's more about playing disciplined, fundamental football, which I love because we limited what Milroe could do. And we knew that they would make some plays. Like, we talked about that. We said, hey, there's too many guys. This scheme is too good. They're going to make plays. But we limited those big shots, and we made them have to try to do something that they're not good at. That's the sign of a very good defense, and it starts with the coach, Tim Banks, but it's not just about him because you need the execution. I think that Tim Banks has had some sound game plans, but he hasn't quite had the talent to execute it like we do this season. Our defense is going to be fine.
Somebody needs to give Willie Martinez some props, right?
Hey, look, Willie Mo.
Let's be honest, man.
Secondary has looked very, very good,
bro. They fired, and I'm going to say this now. You know, I think they fired the entire secondary last season, at least most of them, right?
Yeah.
Like all those dudes don't transfer out on their own. I think they saw something. They took a gamble on what they had coming in, thinking that it would work out, and holy crap, did it. Like the secondary has been it's been insane, man. Like what they've been able to do. And Bull, you called it when you talked about what's his name? Number 2, Ryan. What's his last name?
Williams.
Ryan Williams, him being so young and them not playing, him not really being played physical. Those dudes, they played him physical. Jamad McCoy on that one catch he had, like, yeah, he didn't break it up, but
that was a hit, wasn't
He
it?
lit him up a couple times.
you know he was thinking about that when he cut across the middle the next time. I promise you, that leaves a mark. That leaves a mark, a mental mark.
Yeah.
And,
Hey, and then too, that's the first time. I mean, it might have happened 1 or 2 other times this entire season where Ryan Williams was worked on some like dig routes. It literally typically before that was just vertical stuff. It was like, it was phase, it was go routes, it was posts, or it was hitches. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe like a slant every now and then, like a wide receiver screen. But they're trying to let him grow. We got Alabama's best shot, and P said this earlier. We got Alabama's best, their absolute best, and we shut them down. And I know that we keep on saying this too, but our fan base is the best in the entire. The way that we showed up today, I mean, that is so big. If you know somebody that went to the game, hey, listen, give them a hug, give them a kiss, send them all my love because they helped us win this ball game in a very, very major way. I can almost guarantee
they won't be able to talk tomorrow.
We had like 90 plus players, and there were several from Buford. There's one guy, Christian. I can't think of Christian's last name. He's like a 6'6" pass rusher, and he's a true freshman, 2028. He was up there. He's taking pictures with all the Vol greats and stuff. I think that they've got a really good shot. I think that he might end up coming on home to Tennessee. But there's several players that was up there that are blue chip caliber that are looking at Tennessee like, oh yeah, this is where I want to come play ball.
Let me say something too, man. Shout out to all the VFLs that showed up today. Did you see who was there at the game today? Alvin Kamara. Like, bro, it was a who's who of Tennessee players that was at that game today. They showed up like, man, that win, it's going to be huge. I promise you. In recruiting, that's going to leave a mark. People are going to go to other games. They're going to see other games. They're not going to see one like that one. They're not going to see that kind of environment. Like that stuff leaves a mark.
Yeah, it was huge, man. Heck, you saw Rick Barnes. I don't know who the guy. I don't care about basketball that much, like the recruiting. But I know we had a 5-star recruit was there. I saw Rick Barnes with him on the sideline. Those guys are loving it. Hey, go ahead.
So Tony V had like five people within the top 50 there in baseball. Like he had, like they planned their entire recruiting for 3 sports around this event and had all these people there. And what they saw, I promise you, is paying dividends in all 3.
Yeah. Yeah. So, hey, so kind of speaking on that, man, expect some big news coming. What's the guy? What's the recruit's name? Yeah. Isaiah Campbell. Expect some news.
Yeah. He's committing soon. I promise you.
Yeah.
He's already got the phone bomb. So it's just a matter of time, bro. Yep. After a game like today, the way that defense played. Yeah. He's
probably a lock. So, man, I mean, I just super proud of these guys, man. I mean, another big win, overcame adversity in that first half. Hey, and that's something we said too during the game is, hey, like or love it or hate it, this is our brand of ball. I mean, it's not gonna always be pretty. Right. You're gonna be on kind of edge of your seat, but we're gonna play great defense, and we're gonna find a way to typically gonna have more points than our opponent. And honestly, at the end of the day, that's all I can ask for, man. We found a way today, like we talked about the coaches. From freaking William Inge, getting those guys, Jalen Smith, T-Lander, Perry, getting those guys up to speed. Aaron Carter's gotten better. Willie Moe getting freaking Ricky Gibson and that whole bunch. Even though Jed Murray, Turntime
played well too. Yeah.
Christian Harrison made some plays.
God. Wait a second. So look, we got to talk about Boo being a dog. Towards the end of the game. Kind of chirping at one of their guys, right?
He got lucky. But he helped win that game in a way. He just got lucky. It didn't bounce back on us. But you're right.
Hey, look,
that was
close.
That was close.
Yeah, he didn't
it was, but I kind of like a little bit of that just because it's always the player who, well, typically it is the one that kind of does something last.
Yeah.
But I think that there's something. I'm really big on this. If you are kind of like moving right, I think that good things happen for you. And you know what I'm saying? And I think that Boo, like, you know, we talked about him just trying to help Nico out last game. I think that whenever you're living right, then everything else just tends to kind of fall in place. So I think that Boo's doing that. Obviously, he's trying hard. He's a tremendous athlete, but I'm super proud of him. There's a lot of players that I could, you know, obviously I'm probably going to like skip over some mentally right now, but going through the game live, so many players that I was like, man, I'm so proud of the way they're stepping up.
Kobe Thomas had a big play on Jalen Milroe trying to was that a scramble or read option? Comes down from deep safety, makes a tackle, I think behind the line of scrimmage. I mean, so many guys made plays. Freaking Dominic Bailey made some plays tonight. Freaking, I mean, everybody, man, the whole team showed up.
Jackson
and I mean, that's
whole D line, dude. Hey, shout out Caleb Herring, right? When it Caleb
huge play.
Caleb, huge play.
Yeah.
Like, listen, man, D line, it's just ridiculous. David Hobbs,
we're so deep right there, bro.
In there, like the defense. Listen, man, if you're a Tennessee fan, and I know we all have short-term memories nowadays, we're bombarded with stuff, but if this game was classic Tennessee, like let's go back 4 years, this wouldn't have been a win, right? It would not have been a win. We'd have found a way to lose. That's not happening now. And that's thanks to defense. Holy crap. And defense travels. And you know what gives me confidence about going to Georgia? What I just said. Defense travels.
Yep.
And, you know, the offense has got a couple games to find its footing and do what it needs to do. But, man, defense travels. You're always going to be in the game. They're going to keep you in a game. Like, you just face some of the best skill players in all of college football.
Oh, for sure. Like, for sure.
You cannot say, oh, but they haven't played anybody.
Yeah, no more of that. Can't nobody say that. Which they'll probably still try to say it.
Oh,
but we all know that that's not valid.
But Alabama, but the refs. That's what Alabama fans are going to say.
How do you feel about the refs, man? Because I've been saying on Twitter, like, you know, non-Tennessee fans, of course, but people are talking about the refs. They're saying they basically screwed Bama. Dude, I can think of several calls. I mean,
listen, that's a Bama fan that's saying that shit. Like, come on, bro. Like, dude, don't get me wrong.
Alabama has been killing us for years, for decades. Like, y'all must be new to this if y'all saying that. You can go right back to 2023.
Here's what
Look at the whole second half of that game. You want to talk about some home cooking?
Here's what I want to say to that. Look at how many holding calls were called against us. Now, when you rewatch the film, I want you to look at how many they missed on us. We finally got one. It was the first time since like 2023 that they called one. They finally called one. They finally called one. But I guarantee you they missed 15. Yep. Like, bro, I saw one play where they're like, oh, the dude literally had his arm around the other dude's neck and then took him to the ground. Like, oh, if that ain't holding, I don't know. Like, come on.
It's ridiculous.
Man, listen, the refs, look, refereeing is bad. Like, it's just bad. And I'm not saying it's definitely not slanted towards Tennessee. Did Alabama get screwed? Yeah, maybe on a couple calls, but I promise you, Tennessee got screwed on even more calls.
I mean, how about that? How about that key third down in the fourth quarter? We'd run that option play to Deshaun Bishop. He gets the first down, and they call a holding on Chris Brazel.
That was horrible.
That was a ticky-tack man, that was one of the bad ones. That was definitely one of the bad ones. Listen, there's some in there that were legit, but it is what it is on that, right? But, man, the refs, I think the refs just like to make it about them. Like, this is their time to shine, and they want to show up, and I'm going to throw it. And it is what it is, but, man.
Hey, we overcame it.
We did. We did.
Good teams find a way to overcome. What do you want to do from these chats?
Yeah, so I'm just kind of like pulling up all of these chats. You know, we're gonna get out all of our thoughts. I know this is something for everybody, and I mean, obviously, we want to be able to enjoy this with everybody. I don't know if we'll be able to get to all of these chats because I think that we've kind of recapped as much as we possibly could. But the one thing that I want to point out, I don't know if I had brought this up before. I might have. But I heard you and there it is, baby. I heard P and Timmy G bring this up about the way that this is how Tennessee plays. We're gonna run the football, okay? We're gonna play really good defense. That's playoff football. You know what I'm saying? I think that we might be the best at that right now, or at least one of the best in the entire country, which is why I think that now that we got this win out of the way, we're pretty much in the playoffs, okay? Just don't stumble. That's all we got to do. Just come in, focused, play our brand of football. We don't got to put up a whole bunch of stats and be fancy. Just win. That's all. If we win, I think that Tennessee gets in. And once we get into the playoffs, man, if Nico keeps on climbing the way that he has been climbing and the offense can open things up down the field too, along with everything else, this is a team that everything, like we said to start it off, is still on the table. I think that this is still a national championship team, not the team necessarily that played today. It's great that we found a way to win. I love that. You know, I think that that's a huge step from where we were a couple of weeks ago versus Arkansas. Whole lot to be happy about. But we're not done growing. We haven't peaked just yet. And we've said it.
You're right.
You know, we've said it several times. We want to peak at the right time. And I think that this team is still on track to do that. So there's a whole lot to be optimistic with, you know, from this team. You know, try not to be too hard on. I know people love to kind of cling on to the negativity. I have no idea.
Oh, dude, please. Yeah, like that
I don't
Florida
understand
game. Like all I heard on that Florida game was negative. Like, shut up. This is the first time since 1990/92 that we beat Florida in back-to-back home games.
Yep.
Shut up. And guess what? That wasn't even the same coach. To go back to the same coach, you got to go back to General Neyland.
Yeah, long
General Neyland, bro.
That's crazy.
Like, shut up, man. Like, listen, social media. Like, if I was Heupel, bro, I would block every social media. Like, I don't know how you do that, how you keep, but like, just shut up, man. Yeah. Some of these people, listen. Most of these people that come in here and that all they do is sling negativity. They never played the game. Let's just be honest. Not even in high school. Probably not even in middle school. They never played it. They're just talking smack. And two, they're drunk and they're reactionary, right? Yep. So they're the loudest when it's right after that. And then other people are just engagement farming. Like, yo, shut the hell up, man. Enjoy it. But anyway, I'll get off my podium on that.
Yeah. Now, hey, look, I'm right up there with you. I just think that sometimes we have to say it. You know what I'm saying? Just because I really think that it probably hurts this team more than anything else. But let's get to the super chat right here from Douglas Graham for $5. Thank you so much, Douglas. It says, great game. Defense is legit. Haven't gave up 20 points in a game this year. Go big.
That is amazing.
That is such a big leap from where we were before. And, I mean, we know that the offense can get it clicking, but once it really gets clicking, dude, this is a complete team. Let me go ahead and play this clip. Thank you so much for that, Douglas. But do y'all have any, like, closing thoughts? Because we are watching we're watching Texas versus Georgia right now. And Georgia's actually up 10-0.
They're actually dominating. I haven't really been
watching. I haven't been watching very much. Yeah, I have not been watching it much. But it's time for us to lock in.
What does that do? What does that do to the playoffs, man? If they win,
man, look, Texas loses. Oh man, another pick, dude. Hey, look, it might be time to put Quinn Ewers on the bench. Get him on up out of here. Put in Arch Manning. Okay, Mannings know how to beat UGA. All of them did it. All of them did it at a really high level. You know, get him out, because what kind of a pass is this? Either way, sorry about that, Tim.
No. Hey, I just saw something about UT Bag Gumps down here. Did we miss a super chat? There's another.
Did we miss one
in there? Yeah, there's a $49.99 up there.
I apologize for that, y'all. Thank you so much for letting us know.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. I'm so sorry about that. Let me go and get to this. So, dang, $10 for $50. Thank you, brother. Hey, man, look, appreciate that, and I apologize. That's on me for missing that. But he's saying, yes, Neyland Stadium has an impact. Alabama fans were downplaying that all week. Guess they edged around.
No, they knew. Real Alabama fans knew. They knew.
Sure, man. And even their coaches were talking. We're trying to downplay it. The receiver coach.
I know. Yeah.
The one I bid on earlier this week was not real, but good Lord, man, how scary is that shit? with AI, like they actually make no, he said that.
Hey, look, so I'm very happy about whoever did that because I think that the fans took it personal. But hold on, y'all. Let me go ahead and play this clip for my dog. Hey, thank you. And again, I apologize. That's on me that I missed it. Sometimes I'm looking around trying to watch the game, but
but you didn't miss it because we called it and you played it. And
thank y'all. But yeah, so I just, oh man, yeah, Georgia's doing a little something right now. But I think that eventually, once this settles into a game, Texas will take over. But the fans did a phenomenal job. I mean, phenomenal job. And
will they or won't they? See, that's the thing about setting at number one, and you haven't really played anybody, and then all of a sudden you get punched in the mouth. This is the problem I always had with Clemson. I've always had with Ohio State. Like when it comes down to that time, and then you got to play somebody real, and all of a sudden the game changes. What happens? How do you react? You just got punched in the mouth. How are you going to react? And
17-0.
we're about to see it, right? Hey, I love it. I love it. Chaos is about to ensue.
It is. I mean, look, I don't know if this is good or bad for Tennessee, but I never want to see Georgia win.
Yeah, I don't care.
Like I don't even know. I don't know if it matters. I hate Georgia that much. It looks like
I know you do.
Nah,
your Georgia hate is. I can't even imagine. Listen, I don't like Georgia, but I'm not like you because I haven't lived down there for that many years.
Georgia.
Mm-hmm. It almost equates to our love for the Vols.
Wow.
Like we almost hate Georgia as much as I mean, it's obviously we love Tennessee more than we hate Georgia.
Yeah,
but for me, kind of close. Just to let y'all know how serious it is.
For me, I can't be there because I remember when we used to own Georgia.
Yeah. Oh man, look, 9 years in a row. Like, and that's really why we. That's 9.
I thought it was more like 12 or 13.
No, 9. It was 9 years in a row.
And it really still, I remember that. And I remember.
And because I mean, listen, we all know we looked over Georgia. We didn't care. Like that was a game. That was like playing against Vandy. We knew we was going to win that game. We was worried about Florida, and we always played Florida earlier. But that was the thing. It was like, look, we expect to win them, or we expect to beat Georgia. Sometimes we'd come in lackadaisical, and they'd have a nice game plan, and they would win off of a really fluky game. But they won't ever see 9 years in a row versus us. That will never happen.
We got to beat them this year.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
No, last time we beat them was 2016. Yeah, so 8.
This be 8. Okay, so yeah, but we need to win this year to. Yeah.
Well, we will win this year, and then we're gonna win it next year. We don't have to worry about 9. Listen, they ain't gonna never see 9.
If Butch Jones can beat them,
come
on, bro. Like we can beat them. Like, I mean, and dude, Juwan Jennings, and I've been
what a dog.
I've been preaching Juwan Jennings for I don't know how long because of that game and Dobbs and Alvin Kamara, like. Yeah.
That was classic.
Yeah, that's one of my all-time favorites, man. I got a whole lot of highlights of us beating Georgia. Like, there's actually one I go all back to the 90s when it was Champ Bailey. I don't remember who it was who hit him.
I won't say it was. I don't know if it was Deion Grant.
Might have been Deion Grant. Yeah. I think it was. So Deion Grant hit him. And Champ, like he hit him so hard that Champ Bailey was doing snow angels, and that was earlier in the season. That was in like September.
Like week 5, so
like that was early. It was hot. He's out there. Champ Bailey's doing snow angels in the middle of the heat. I was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, I mean, there's plenty of things that.
I remember Tennessee so long ago that I watched their head coach make a business decision against Lewis.
Oh yeah.
Jamal, is it Jamal Lewis?
Yeah.
Bro. I remember seeing Kirby like,
Kirby, when he was playing safety.
I'm good.
You don't want no parts of Jamal. He's one of the best running backs of all time. There was a play versus Florida when I remember I was telling it to my nephew Kason, where he was running the football and he hit a Florida linebacker, but he hit him so hard that the dude's helmet flew off.
Yeah.
And to me, it seemed like his helmet flew way further than it did. And so like I'm going through YouTube trying to find it, and then I watch it again. I'm like, oh well, his helmet really only flew like 5 feet. But even still,
Yeah.
Like for
Yeah, you
Jamal to
remember
be that
that.
sort of running back to
But
not.
that was back when they had like the shoulder pads that were out the
Oh
here.
yeah, big old shoulder
Right?
pads, neck
Hey,
rolls.
and you knew who the baddest man was on the field by the biggest neck roll.
Yep.
Right? You remember
Yep.
those days?
Mhm.
Hey,
Yep.
I used to love those. That was my day. That
Yep.
was my day.
Yep.
Back in the neck roll
Those were the
days,
days,
that was
man.
my day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That was football, but hey, it feels like Tennessee is getting back to that. I love what I saw today. We're about to go through this film. Obviously, you got to watch the rest of these ball games tonight. But listen, we love y'all, man. I hope that y'all will enjoy this win. There's a whole lot of negativity or negative things that you can find in anything, but there's always some positivity. Find the things. Enjoy this win. It doesn't come often. If you are a real Tennessee fan, if you've been doing this for a while and you know that it hasn't come often enough for us, so celebrate this with all your family, loved ones, and all that good stuff. But look, before y'all leave, okay, before we let y'all go, please do us a very big favor. Make sure to like and subscribe if you have not done so already. We will kind of come out, we're going to go through the film, and we will give our grades coming out tomorrow. But thank y'all so much. And listen, we're sorry that we could not get to all the chats, but midweek chat coming up, we will get to everybody's thoughts. So thank you again, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
Love you.
Oh, baby.